Throughout history, visionaries, writers, and scientists have peered into the future and predicted events that would shape humanity, sometimes for the better, but often in terrifying ways. From apocalyptic warnings to grim technological forecasts, these predictions have haunted generations. Join us as we count down the top 10 scariest predictions for the future from history. Starting off at number 10, did Nostradamus foresee the horrors of the world wars? This 16th century French seer, known for his cryptic quatrains, has fascinated historians and conspiracy theorists alike. But some of his predictions are downright chilling. From the depths of the west of Europe, a young child will be born of poor people. He will by his tongue seduce a great troop. His fame will increase towards the realm of the East. Many believe this describes Adolf Hitler and his rise to power in the 20th century. Born in Austria, he captivated millions with his fiery speeches and led Germany into the devastating Second World War. Another quatrain seems to allude to nuclear warfare. Near the gates and within 2 cities, there will be scourges, the like of which was never seen. Some interpret this as a predictions of the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But here's the kicker. Nostradamus didn't stop at World War II. Many say he predicted a third, even more devastating conflict. His cryptic verses warn of fire from the skies and unthinkable destruction. So were Nostradamus's predictions pure coincidence, or is there a chilling truth hidden in his words? Could his vision of a third world war still come true? What do you think? Coming up next at number 9, imagine a future where humanity's greatest achievement, growth, becomes its undoing. This is the terrifying vision of the Malthusian Catastrophe. Back in 1798, economist Thomas Malthus warned that our population would grow faster than the food supply. He argued that while populations expand geometrically, 2, 4, 8, 16, food production could only grow arithmetically, 1, 2, 3, 4. In other words, the Earth might one day be unable to feed its people. The result? Starvation, conflict, and the collapse of civilizations. To prevent this disaster, Malthus predicted nature would intervene with famine, disease, and war. It's a grim vision, a world where scarcity forces humanity into chaos. But here's the twist. Malthus underestimated human innovation. The Green Revolution, modern agriculture, and technological advances have repeatedly staved off disaster. Yet, the warning persists. Climate change, resource depletion, and population growth are renewing fears of this ancient prophecy. The big question is, could Malthus still be proven right? Are we living on borrowed time, or will human ingenuity continue to outpace nature's limits? The Malthusian Catastrophe isn't just a prediction from history, it's a haunting reminder of how fragile our future could be. Up next at number 8, imagine a world where your every move is watched, every word controlled, and even your thoughts could make you guilty. That's the terrifying vision George Orwell gave us in his dystopian novel 1984, published in 1949. Orwell didn't just write a story, he issued a warning. In 1984, the government, led by the ominous Big Brother, uses constant surveillance, propaganda, and brutal oppression to control its citizens. Privacy? Gone. Freedom of speech? Forbidden. History? Rewritten. Even language itself is reduced to something called newspeak, designed to make rebellious thoughts impossible. The scariest part? Some of Orwell's predictions feel eerily familiar today. Governments collecting data, media manipulation, and even the fear of speaking your mind in certain situations. Orwell feared a future where truth wouldn't matter, only power and control would. While 1984 might seem like fiction, it forces us to ask, how much of it could actually happen? And are we already living in parts of Orwell's nightmare without even realizing it? So the next time you hear Big Brother is watching, remember, it's more than just a catchphrase. It's a warning from the past about the dangers of the future. Next up at number 7, imagine a future where icy winds howl through once thriving cities and glaciers creep southward, swallowing entire landscapes. No, this isn't the plot of a sci-fi movie. It's one of the eeriest predictions ever made in history, the coming ice age. Back in the 1970s, a wave of scientists warned that Earth might be on the brink of a new ice age. Strange, right? In a time when we now worry about rising temperatures, experts back then feared the complete opposite. Articles, headlines, even documentaries claimed that our planet's brief warm period was coming to an end. They predicted collapsing agriculture, mass migrations, and a frozen future that humanity might not survive. These warnings weren't just whispers, they sparked genuine fear. People wondered if civilization itself could endure an endless winter.
But what caused this chilling theory? Changes in solar radiation, volcanic activity, and natural climate cycles seem to point toward a cold future. And while the Ice Age didn't arrive, it left us with a haunting question. Could something like this still happen? Climate is unpredictable, and history reminds us sometimes it's the unexpected that hits hardest.
Next up at number 6, did Albert Einstein foresee our tech-driven world spiraling out of control? Well, one of his most famous quotes offers a haunting warning. "I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots." While the quote itself is debated, the message hits close to home today. Think about it. Our lives revolve around screens. Social media dominates. Face-to-face interaction declines, and critical thinking takes a backseat to quick likes and swipes. Einstein's fear wasn't just about gadgets, it was about losing something deeper, our humanity. When technology advances faster than our ability to understand its impact, we risk becoming slaves to the very tools we created. Now, imagine a future where AI decides more about our lives than we do, where human creativity fades under the weight of automated thinking. Are we already living in Einstein's nightmare, or is there still time to find balance before we lose ourselves completely to the digital age? It's chilling to think that a warning from decades ago may already be unfolding before our eyes. What do you think? Is this our future, or can we change it before it's too late? Halfway there, at number 5, did you know that one of the greatest scientific minds in history, Sir Isaac Newton, once predicted the end of the world? Known for his groundbreaking work in physics and mathematics, Newton was also deeply fascinated by religious texts. In the early 1700s, he turned his genius toward an unusual goal: decoding ancient biblical prophecies. After years of study, Newton wrote that the world might end in the year 2060. That's right, Newton believed that human civilization as we know it could face its doom only a few decades from now. His calculation wasn't based on science, but rather his interpretation of the book of Daniel in the Bible. Newton wasn't trying to scare people. He even wrote that people shouldn't rush into panic, but he believed this was a significant clue about humanity's future. Here's the chilling part. Newton wasn't just a scientist, he was also known for being eerily accurate in many of his theories. So what if he got this one right too? It's a thought that leaves many wondering, was Newton onto something we can't yet understand? Whether it's a symbolic warning or an actual prediction, it remains one of the scariest ideas ever proposed by history's most brilliant thinker. Would you dismiss it as nonsense? Or could Newton's genius extend beyond science into prophecy? Up next at number 4, Ray Kurzweil's Singularity warning, one of the scariest predictions in history. Kurzweil, a famous inventor and futurist, believes that by 2045, humans and machines will merge, creating something he calls the singularity. He claims artificial intelligence will surpass human intelligence permanently. At first, it sounds exciting. Imagine super smart AI solving all of our problems. But here's the chilling part. Once machines become smarter than us, how do we stay in control? Kurzweil warns that this technological evolution could spiral beyond human understanding, making us obsolete. Some fear it could mean the end of humanity as we know it, while others think it's the next step in our evolution. Either way, it's a future we can't ignore. Will it bring paradise or something much darker? Only time will tell. What do you think? Scary or exciting? Next up at number 3, did the world end in 2012? Well, obviously not. But that didn't stop millions from panicking about the Mayan apocalypse. It all started with an ancient Mayan calendar, which seemed to end abruptly on December 21st, 2012. People feared it wasn't just a calendar ending, it was everything ending. Wild theories popped up: cataclysmic earthquakes, solar flares, and even a hidden planet crashing into Earth. The truth? The Mayans never predicted Doomsday. This was just the end of one cycle in their incredibly advanced timekeeping system. But that didn't stop doomsday cults and internet forums from blowing up. It's fascinating how one ancient misunderstanding spiraled into global fear. Sure, 2012 came and went without a hitch, but it's a chilling reminder of how easily fear of the unknown can grip humanity. Could another ancient prediction one day spark the same chaos? Who knows? History has a way of repeating itself. Coming up next at number 2, what if the universe is eerily quiet because something out there is wiping out civilizations before they can even say hello? This is the chilling idea behind the Great Filter hypothesis. It suggests there's a hidden obstacle, some catastrophic barrier that prevents life from advancing to the point of interstellar communication. Maybe it's the leap from simple cells to complex life. Or maybe it's something horrifying waiting for us in the future, a disaster no civilization has survived. The scariest part? If we don't see advanced alien life anywhere, it might mean we haven't hit the filter yet. What if our greatest achievements are leading us straight toward it? Nuclear war, climate collapse, artificial intelligence gone rogue. Could these be our great filter. The hypothesis isn't just a question about the cosmos, it's a warning about our own survival. The real mystery is, can we beat it, or are we doomed like all those who came before us? At last but not least, imagine a future so far away, it makes the lifespan of the Earth seem like a blink of an eye. It's called the heat death of the universe, and it's one of the most chilling predictions ever made. No fiery explosions, no cosmic collisions, just silence, total stillness. Scientists believe that billions of years from now, the universe will keep expanding until it reaches a point where energy is evenly spread everywhere. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. Without energy differences, nothing can happen. No stars, no life, no movement, just a cold, dark void where time itself becomes meaningless. This theory isn't new. Its roots trace back to the 19th century, when physicists studying thermodynamics realized that energy always spreads out, leading to something they called entropy. And when entropy wins, the universe loses. It's a future so eerie, it's hard to even imagine. But hey, don't worry, you and I won't be around for the end, right?